Wii Wonders!
Welcome, wonderful watchers, to Wii Wonders, a Wii game review series by me, Souldin of the Grin Brothers. This episode will cover the Wii game Endless Ocean, an adventure and simulation game developed by Arika and published by Nintendo. Let's begin playing then. It's waggle time.
Story time!
Catherine Sunday can't swim. As a marine correspondent working for the Manauri Oceanic Research Society in, funny enough, the Manauri Sea, this is a problem. Someone needs to stroke the fish, model in bikinis, and uncover cursed artifacts from ancient ruins, which is where you come in. As a diving expert aboard the Gabbiano, these tasks, along with many more requests, are your duty to fulfill as you explore the wonders of the Manauri Sea. Some of these tasks are simple one-day errands for magazine companies, whereas others spiral into a chain of mysteries and personal stakes as myths are discovered and Catherine opens up to you. Aside from these tasks, your story here is to simply relax and enjoy the beautiful waters and learn about the diverse inhabitants of the South Pacific Sea. As noted, there are many mysteries to this game, and how much of it you learn about will depend on your observational skills. A lot of these mysteries are left open-ended, leaving you usually with only theories at the end. Jumping from one inconclusive mystery to another, along with interruptions from Catherine's personal motives, can make the storytelling feel tepid, despite the many moments of dialogue and email exchanges.
That's pretty deep to suddenly ask out of the blue.
Said slow pace and uncertainty, though, does give it a very realistic feeling. You'll dive deep and discover plenty about Manauri lore and its aquatic life, but you'll never know everything.
Instruction time!
Endless Ocean is the rare case of a 3D game using only a singular Wii remote for its controls, and an even rarer case of said lone controller being held in the pointing at screen remote position. This is thanks to navigation being conducted by a cursor, pointing the direction you would like to go and holding the B button to start heading that way. Hovering the cursor over something, someone, or some fish, and pressing the A button lets you interact with it, and this is true both on land and underwater. On land is more of a top-down perspective, but you have full 3D depth when swimming underwater, and can alter course smoothly by holding B and pulling the cursor along in a different direction. If you get tired of holding that B button, you can press the minus button to perform a slightly faster auto-swim, and if you ever get stuck, you can flick the Wii remote to perform a cool 180 flip to dart off in the opposite direction. The one button brings up a very valuable map to look at as you swim, and the two button changes view to a first person perspective for a more zoomed in look. Not to be confused with the zoom mode, activated by pressing the plus button on plants, coral and dirt, to get a closer look and interact with smaller animals and objects. Interaction is achieved with the A button, with one press having you focus on an animal or prod it. Don't worry though, they apparently don't mind this. Holding the A button and shaking the Wii remote left and right has you pet the animal, big and small, and even from a quite far distance. You can alternatively use a grab action by pressing the B button as you hold the A button, which is primarily used for picking up objects off the seafloor, but does have the occasional use on specific animals. Now you might be wondering what the D-pad does, given it doesn't direct your movement. Here it instead opens up the tool menu, allowing you to return to your boat, adjust options, and utilise 4 devices. Food and whistle are simple taps of the A button to use, but the camera has you zooming in and out with the plus and minus buttons, whilst the underwater pen requires clicking on a colour with A, and then moving the cursor about as you hold A to draw masterpieces. Temporarily. It's impressive how much has been achieved with a single Wii remote here, and these controls operate smoothly but sluggishly. There's also the issue of the cursor disappearing at times, as this game wasn't made for the widescreen TVs many of us have nowadays, so be careful when you want to move left and right that you don't point too far left and right.
Action time!
Working a job is your gameplay here, but luckily said job is to swim about the ocean this game offers. You steer your boat to a section of the map, which can be any part as I eventually found out, and then dive within a distant zone from your boat. You'll encounter many breathtaking locations under the sea, and filling these visual marvels is sea life galore, one you'll know little about at first. Petting, prodding, feeding, whistling, and even making pretty drawings for the fishies will reveal more about them with fascinating trivia. A fish you know the name of is one you can add to your personalised aquarium, which can be filled with all manners of sea life. Or lots of squishy sea cucumbers. Learning about these animals and especially their habitats will become of particular use when handling the email sent assignments. For example, you could be tasked with taking a photo of a specific fish, and knowing where they swim and at what times is of great use. Alternatively, a model or scientist could request a guided tour of an area. Knowing your way about said area is rather vital, as they will often want to see a particular fish, as you impress them with your swimming skills. Do a good job of these tasks and you shall be awarded with goodies. Your photos can feature in magazines, wherein you'll be handed the photo featuring article page to keep safe in your roomy album. The tour guides typically reward you with equipment, from air tanks to gloves to diving suits. The men get clothes to make them more vividly yellow, whilst the women are rewarded with less clothing.
Okay, Norisuke Takashi from the National Museum. Interesting choice of attire to give.
Sometimes these emails will inform you of migration patterns and sometimes sightings of ghost ships, with some location suggestions leading to plot importance and advancement. The plot typically advances with the locating of a specific fish or item. Your journey's first aim is to befriend a dolphin. One becomes a partner you can play with or have join you in the diving sessions. The animal partner doesn't seem too useful at first, but they can occasionally find spots worth zooming in on for hidden treasure and fish. More partners can be obtained, but only one is required to progress the plot, with the main story usually focusing on exploring long-forgotten secret sub-areas and uncovering treasures. This can be a singular item of note or many bits and pieces that you have to scrounge around the dirt for. It's not the most thrilling sight to be scanning downwards for ages, but it does lead you to exploring every nook and cranny of these intriguing locales. It's also fun to hear Catherine's observations on the recovered treasures, although some recovered items may curse you.
This sounds ominous. What? Crime of impure blood? No, what? What was that? What? That was terrifying!
This game could easily be a horror game. The realistic animal depictions, unfathomable depths, and disturbingly eerie sound choices lend themselves well to this, as do the animal visitors on your boat. Lizards and birds may be cute to have on board your vessel, but the sight of a towering polar bear or walrus can give you quite a fright. Luckily, you have no health bar to worry about, and the one survival mechanic of an air meter is so generous that you'll forget it's even a thing. The online gate is no more, and I've no MP3 files to test the using your own music feature, but the in-game tunes fit the tone perfectly well. The music can match the grandeur of the spectacles it presents, fill you with a sense of wonder as you explore the unknown, or fill you with a sense of dread as you explore the unknown. Breathing accompanies every tune with distinct clarity, and the variety of dolphin squeaks and whale groans puncture the watery melodies. Also, I hope you like Hayley Westoner's songs, because her voice is endlessly throughout this ocean.
Ending time.
Waggle time is over, and the 2 questions left to answer are as follows. What are my overall thoughts on this game, and who do I recommend this game for? Endless Ocean is more of an experience than a game in a lot of ways. Despite the terrors the deep depths offer, no shark, dolphin, or octopus, thankfully, poses a threat. Even stroking a poisonous red stingray proved harmless. The abundance of oxygen means there is no urgency, controls are effectively efficient, and the closest things to puzzles is finding specific items or fish. Some such objectives you're even guided to. It's a game that emphasises relaxing, prioritising gorgeous graphics and sound, whilst having many adorable but ultimately simple interactions with animals. It can be too simple at times, with more depth desired from the dolphin partner moment, but it is an educational experience, and the photography element does provide a nice pursuit. The overall lore is also interesting to learn about, and had me hungry for more, though seeking out such historical insight is a slow-paced matter, as is the entire game. This game is part of Nintendo's all-ages touch generation brand, which should give you a good idea of who this game can appeal to. It's not an exciting game per se, but its simple controls, cute animals of quite a variety, and interesting facts allow a wide audience to enjoy that wouldn't normally play games. If you have time to spare, then enjoyment can be obtained through simply moving about in its watery world and taking in the sights and sounds. And those who love to theorise about a game's setting will have a wonderful time analysing the ancient structures, locating the mysterious areas this game doesn't lead you to, and piecing together the artefacts of old with their tidbits of history. Whether you choose to play the wee wonder that is Endless Ocean is up to you, but either way I hope you enjoy this review and thank you for watching.
Okay, it kind of got funny this time, because I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Okay, less creepy this time. Given I'm off screen.
Thank you for watching. Cheerio!